presidents sitting together there and joining us. It's a way we want new Africa we want to be. So I would like to recognize my leaders there who are sitting there, very proud of you in Tanzania. Excellency Executive Secretary of Sadc, Excellency Executive Secretary of Economic Commission for Africa, President of the Africa Development Bank, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Ambassadors, and High Commissioners, representatives of regional and international organizations, Sadc Secretariat officials, members of the media. I see also former Prime Ministers of Tanzania. Among them, I see my mentor, my brother, Dugu John Malesela. As a young man, I was assigned by SWAPO to be at the UN, and I was very young, and he was very popular. And I was only given day pass when I was petitioning, and then I'm locked out. But he told me I must always use his name to go in there, that I'm going to see him. And he was very popular. He would be surrounded by the Western big powers who never recognized us that time. And then he would stand up and approach me and, receive me and take me to them. Say, do you know the distinguished representative of SWAPO? SWAPO that time. And they were forced to shake hands with me. So I would like to really thank you for mentoring me. One day, first time freedom fighter had to address the Security Council. I worked on the speech, took it to Zambian embassy, and we put it in the IBM, those times, very important, IBM typewriter, IBM typewriter. Then I had to take it to him for accuracy, to my brother. And in the car, going to UN, where he was helping me, and said, yes, it's okay. So thank you very much. I'm glad to see you still there. It is a great pleasure for me to welcome you to the 39th Ordinary Summit of the Sadc Head of State and Government in the United Republic of Tanzania. Let me express my gratitude to my counterpart, His Excellency President John Joseph Pombe Magufuli, and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania for the warm reception and hospitality accorded to all of us since our arrival. We are gathered here in this historic city of Dar es Salaam, which was not only home, but actual sanctuary to many of us who sought to escape the brutality of the apartheid colonialism. The teachings of Mwalimu Julius Nyerere continue to inspire us. He not only believed in the inalienable right of every African person, but together with the heroic people of United Republic of Tanzania, he walked the talk. Mwalimu, together with the founders of Sadc, had a clear vision that only the full realization of the right to self-determination would pave the way for effective regional integration. Allow me to express my gratitude, Your Excellencies, for the support you accorded me as chairperson of Sadc and to Namibia since we assumed the chair of Sadc in August 2018 in Bantu. It has been an honor to work with you all in advancing the cause of regional integration in order to better the lives of our people. In our quest to entrench democratic values and constitutionality in our region. 6 member states, namely the Kingdom of East Swatini, Democratic Republic of Congo, the Republic of Madagascar, the Union of Comoros, the Republic of Malawi, and the Republic of South Africa held successful elections since the last summit. Allow me to congratulate the governments and the people of these member states for holding credible and peaceful elections and for upholding Sadc's democratic principles. For the first time since independence, we have witnessed a peaceful transfer of power in the DRC, making a new era for socio-economic prosperity, peace, and political stability for the country. My brother, congratulations. Indeed, democracy has continued to mature in our region, as demonstrated by the fact that a number of heads of state are attending this 39th Ordinary Summit for the first time following the successful elections in their countries, and they just address us, all of them. In Sadc, we shall always be a family characterized by values, a common destiny for a common people, emerging from a common history. To this end, we are encouraged by the recent signing of the peace accord in the Republic of Mozambique, a further demonstration that Sadc places a high premium on peace and stability as a precursor for development in the region. I congratulate my brother, Nusi. He invited me. In fact, he ordered me to be there to witness the signing, and I was there, and I was very proud to see that. So congratulations. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the year 2018-2019 marked the 4th year of the implementation of the Sadc revised Regional Indicative Strategic Plan 2015-2020, since its adoption by the Sadc Extraordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government in April 2015. Although the year was marked by challenges resulting from global uncertainties of the commodity markets, trade tensions, food insecurity, and natural calamities, our region recorded some significant achievements towards the attainment of regional commitments. Climate change is real in our region. In 2019, the region faced several weather-related phenomena, namely Tropical Cyclone Desmond, Enowa, Idai, and Kenneth. As a result of these events, we witnessed intensive flooding in Comoros, Mozambique, Tanzania, Madagascar, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. Heavy rains also affected KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. The cyclones killed over 1,000 people, injured estimated 3,000 people, damaged economic infrastructure, education and health facilities, and destroyed over 800,000 hectares of cropland, as well as crops and seed stocks. Over 3.3 million people were affected and required immediate humanitarian assistance, including food, shelter, clothing, potable water, sanitation, and medical support. In addition, below average rainfall and prolonged dry spells resulted in reduced agricultural production, thus negatively affecting pastures and livestock, as well as water supply for human and other uses. Member states affected by severe drought conditions include Angola, Botswana, Lesotho, Namibia, and Zimbabwe. In the meantime, Botswana, Lesotho, and Namibia have declared state of emergency and have started implementing response plans. In response to these national disasters, the following measures were undertaken. One, contingency funds amounting to $500 million were released towards emergency relief efforts of tropical cyclone Idai to complement efforts by member states, national and international partners. Two, a regional floods appeal was launched in response to tropical cyclone Idai, which sought $323 million to support victims with immediate needs and resilience building actions. Three, post-disaster needs assessment was conducted in Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe for reconstruction and rebuilding following the tropical cyclone Idai. I wish to express sincere appreciation to Sadc member states for their prompt, effective, and generous response in providing humanitarian assistance to the affected countries. Disaster risk reduction should be a regional priority, as it is clear that the natural disasters can have a significant negative impact on our economies and our people. This therefore calls for deliberate measures to address the impacts of climate change, while also mainstreaming the disaster risk reduction at both the regional and national levels. Disaster risk reduction strategies contribute to the decrease of disaster risk and the negative impacts of disasters in order to attain sustainable development and eradicate poverty. The following are some of the measures which are to be considered as part of the mitigation of the impacts of climate change and risk reduction. One, pursuing sustainable development by, amongst, reducing deforesting and encouraging reforestation to reduce greenhouse gases that contribute to climate change. Two, drawing lessons from the previous disasters to strengthen the regional preparedness and response mechanisms and early warning. Three, putting in place measures to ensure timely response and provision of humanitarian assistance and restoration of livelihoods to the affected communities. Four, raising awareness in the region on how to mitigate the effects of climate change. Ladies and gentlemen, the region boasts an active young population where 2/3 of its citizens are below the age of 35 years, thereby presenting opportunities for the fortunes of the region to be drastically transformed into greater economic growth and prosperity. Hence, 38 Sadc's theme on promoting infrastructure development and youth empowerment for sustainable development was the focus of a number of abroad in search of greener pastures, making them vulnerable to exploitation, extreme abuse, and mistreatment, among other things. The full realization of Sadc vision and mission are hinged on deliberate and coordinated efforts to accelerate social development that prioritizes youth development and empowerment. We need to continue enhancing youth participation in policy formulation and to develop programs in areas that affect the lives of young people in the Sadc region. Your Excellencies, as we are all aware, the main objective of Sadc is to promote sustainable and equitable socio-economic growth and development to ensure poverty eradication and enhancing the standard and quality of life for the people of Southern Africa by supporting socially disadvantaged through regional integration. To achieve the stated overarching objective, the Secretariat continued to play an instrumental role during the year 2018-2019 in facilitating and implementing various interventions within the pillars of the revised RISDB. Industrialization remained at the core of the integration agenda of SADC and central to the diversification of regional economic growth. Some of the achievements recorded include the development of the draft protocol on industry and a draft regional mining vision and action plan. We have also set the tone in the area of value chains, particularly in mineral beneficiation, pharmaceuticals, and agro-processing. The much needed profiling in these areas has been completed. We now need to focus on mobilizing the private sector while we continue putting in place the needed supportive infrastructure as well as enhancing conducive business environment. Such initiatives are critical in the implementation of value chains and fostering our industrialization objectives. Opportunities in value addition and beneficiation in the region are immense and can be positively exploited through a regional approach taking into account the resource endowments, comparative advantage, productive capacities, and requisite skills of member states. Member states are expected to align their value addition, beneficiation, and industrialization strategies in line with the aspirations of the regional industrial framework. Hence, the development of the regional value chain concept needs to be domesticated in order to promote the implementation of the SADC industrialization strategy. As a region, SADC has to assume a pivotal role in ensuring that there is an effective system of facilitating and monitoring intra-regional trade and cross-border business transactions with a view to enhancing intra-regional trade while identifying challenges and designing sustainable strategies and solutions to those challenges. In addition, SADC member states are expected to implement reforms in the trade sector and strengthen institutions in order to reduce barriers to intra-regional trade and cross-border business transactions. Closely linked to industrialization is the development of infrastructure in support of regional integration. Infrastructure development is the catalyst for regional integration and therefore lies at the very heart of our efforts to promote high levels of inclusive growth and development in the region. It is imperative that we continue to accelerate the implementation of infrastructure projects in SADC, particularly through mobilizing adequate financing from domestic, private, and innovative sources of funding. To this end, Namibia recently inaugurated the new container terminal of the Walvis Bay Port with a capacity to handle 750,000 20-foot containers. This is in line with our aspiration to deepen connectivity and enhance regional integration. The onus is on our respective governments to provide an enabling environment for infrastructure development by putting in place robust processes, systems, and institutions, as well as leveraging and harmonizing the existing structures at our disposal. Government should also promote policies that encourage the promotion of local capacity through indigenous or local champions, which through their entrepreneurial efforts can drive regional infrastructure projects that are both financially profitable to the private sector and socially beneficial to our economies and citizens. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, despite the achievements recorded, our region is still facing some challenges towards the implementation of revised regional indicative strategic plan and strategic indicative plan for the organ. It is therefore incumbent upon all SADC member states to fully take advantage of low-hanging fruits and leverage the capacity of the private sector, women and youth, in order to tap into their potential to support our developmental agenda. As we are revising the revised regional indicative strategic plan and strategic indicative plan for organ in 2020, we should prioritize in order to leverage our scarce resources. Therefore, as SADC formulates its vision and strategic plan, it needs to take hard decisions on which areas to prioritize. It is tempting to include in SADC's agenda issues that in fact are best handled at the national level. Some of the socio-economic issues clearly fall into that category, while others are better handled at the regional level. Programs and activities to be undertaken at all levels should contribute towards the realization of SADC's ultimate goal, namely the improvement of the standard and quality of life of people in the region. This has to be guided by the principle of subsidiarity, by allowing the Secretariat to focus on regional activities that will facilitate regional integration with visible results and positive impact to SADC economic growth and develop, and allowing member states to implement programs that are best implemented at national level. The revision of our strategic plan for integration and peace and security is an integral process, and active involvement of all stakeholders is paramount to the successful formulation of the vision and strategic plan, given the diversities of socio-economic orientation of and levels of economic development in individual member states and respective people. Your Excellencies, the year 2020 will mark the 25th commemoration of the declaration adopted at the 4th World Conference on Women in 1995. Together with the international community, we will be taking part in the activities for the year, and we must accentuate the significance of contributing of our region in the advancement of gender equality and women empowerment, particularly in decision-making and economic empowerment. This will ensure that our achievements are reflected in the national, regional, and global review processes. Your Excellencies, in line with the SADC history of commitment to liberation and to the principle of self-determination on which SADC was founded, which is also true to the aspirations of our forebears, a SADC Solidarity Conference of the people of Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic was held on 26 March 2019 in Pretoria, South Africa. The conference was a watershed moment in asserting our resolve as a region that liberation, political freedom, and the right to self-determination are integral to who we are as a community. On behalf of Sadc, allow me to extend our heartfelt appreciation to the people of the Sadc region through Your Excellencies for their commitment to the legitimate struggle of our brothers and sisters in Western Sahara. May I also extend our deep gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of South Africa for hosting the conference, and all the countries and institutions for their invaluable contribution and participation. I believe that SADC, the African Union, and the United Nations will remain resolute in our joint efforts and will implement the conference's resolutions, which will lead to a positive, peaceful, and permanent solution in Western Sahara. In conclusion, I wish to acknowledge the great strides we have made as a region and the role played by the SADC Secretariat under the leadership of SADC Executive Secretary Dr. Terkomene Tax, who is from this country. In my country, I say, Omake, you must, Omake. Very tired. Their professionalism and commitment in ensuring that SADC continues to pursue its mandate is a pride of our region. I also wish to applaud the collaboration and support of our international cooperating partners who continue to make a significant contribution to a sustainable development in our region. I wish to thank Your Excellencies for the confidence you place in me and the people of Namibia during tenure as chairperson. Namibia is proud to have pulled its weight in our race towards economic prosperity and regional integration. It gives me great pleasure to pass the baton to the incoming chairperson, His Excellency and my dear brother, and I also want to, from this platform now, as an outgoing chairperson, announce, so that he doesn't have trouble of announcing it, that Swahili is going to be now the official fourth language of SADC. It now gives me great pleasure, therefore, to officially hand over the chair of SADC to His Excellency Dr. John Joseph Pombe Magufuli, President of the Republic of Tanzania. I wish us all productive implementation of our programs and the SADC development and integration agenda during the coming year under his very qualified and very dynamic leadership. May God, may Allah, may God bless you all, and thank you.
Basi msikilizaji na mtazamaji wa TBC, ni mwenyekiti anayemaliza muda wake wa SADC Dr. Hage Geingob, Rais wa Namibia, sasa akimaliza hotuba yake kwa kuweka mkazo katika masuala mbalimbali ikiwemo kutangaza rasmi Kiswahili kuwa lugha rasmi ya 4 ya SADC, na punde atakabidhi beji ya kuashiria kwamba anamkabidhi mwenyekiti wa SADC Rais Dr. John Magufuli.
As they exchange, shall we give another round of applause to Thank you. Congratulations, Your Excellency, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli. Shall we give another round of applause to welcome him? And I want to see it done the Tanzania way as well. We don't know. Thank you. Thank you. At this point, I will be calling upon our new chairperson, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, to come and deliver the acceptance speech, but also this will be done together with the maiden speech. Your Excellency, sir.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your Excellency, Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia and outgoing chairperson of the Sadc. Your Excellency, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, President of the Republic of Zambia and outgoing chairperson of the Sadc organ on politics, defense and security cooperation. Your Excellency, Head of States and Government, Your Excellency, First Ladies, Your Excellencies, former President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Your Excellencies, all national leaders of Tanzania here present, I would like to recognize former Prime Minister Mzee Marechera, Mzee Msuya, Mzee Pinda, and Mzee Joseph Sinde Warioba. They are all former prime ministers and they happen to work with Nyerere in different capacities. I would also like to recognize Deputy Prime Minister from Namibia, to whom she worked here as a freedom fighter. And during that time she was called Mama Namibia, Mama Swapo. And her name was Ndaitwa Natumbo Nandi. Excellencies, party leaders here present, Your Excellency, Chairman of the Sadc Council of Ministers, honorable ministers here present, Your Excellency Dr. Stegumena Tax, Executive Secretary of Sadc, Your Excellencies, Head of other regional and international organizations, Excellencies, Higher Commissioners and Ambassadors here present, distinguished delegates and other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I feel greatly honored and yet privileged to be given this rare opportunity to address this assembly for the second time this morning. Unlike the first time, this time around, I stand before Your Excellencies when you have given me a huge responsibility to chair this organization for the next 1 year. Allow me, therefore, on behalf of the government and the people of the United Republic of Tanzania, as well as that of my own, to thank Your Excellencies, Head of States and the government of the Sadc, for the trust you have bestowed